Afternoon everyone, I hope you're all well, and for today's video I'm going to be working on section 3 of my winter scene. So this was section 1, which I did a few weeks ago, and I showed you step by step on how to make this, and then I finished section 2 last week, which was the log cabin scene, and again I did a step by step for that. And then this is the first part of section 3. I'm gonna have to split it up into different parts, guys, because it's a big one, and yeah, it was going to get really lengthy. So this is the first section, and yeah, we'll get into it. So you're going to need a lot of lollipop sticks. I get mine from Poundland. You get a pack of 100 for £1, and you're going to need some of the plain matchsticks as well, and that's everything that we're going to need for the first section. So I'm going to take some of the lollipop sticks, and I'm going to start off by creating a frame, and I'm just taking two and gluing them to a lollipop stick that is horizontal, and I'm making sure that the lollipop stick is about halfway in between the horizontal one, just so that when we stick them together they'll all fit nice and neatly and that they won't overlap and there'll be space. So just so they're about halfway. And I do this with every single time that I make a frame with lollipop sticks. I always make sure that it's about halfway so it's easy to fit them all together. So now that I've done that, I'm going to do another 4 of these exactly the same, and I'll be back once I've done that. So we've got 4 bases to start making our first section of the, I'm not even going to tell you what it is, you'll probably guess what it is, but I'm not going to tell you what it is, but the first section. And I'm just going to use some glue, and I'm going to stick lollipop sticks all the way across. I'm going to go 11. Each section's going to be 12 long, but I'm just going to do 11 for now, and I'll be back once I've done that on all 4 of the frames that we've already started. So I've stuck 11 across, and we're on to the last one, and now I'm just going to trim the ends of these sticks so that they're not overhanging, and I'm just using some wire cutters to score the lollipop stick and then a pair of scissors to cut them. I've mentioned in previous videos that if I don't score them and I try and just cut them with scissors, they seem to split and break. So I've just found that this is the easiest way for me to do them. And we're doing this again so that when we glue them all together, they'll all fit nice and neat, and nothing will be overhanging and there'll be no gaps. So I'm going to just trim the ends off and just leave enough so that we can put some glue and then pop the last stick in place. And I'm going to do that with all 4 of the frames that we did. So now that we've done these 4, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another 6. So we might as well get them done as I've already started these. So I'm going to do another 6 in exactly the same way. So there'll be 10 all together, and I'll be back once I've done that. So I've got all 10 sections now, and we're going to start gluing some of these together. So I'm just going to take 2 and make sure that they're horizontal so everything's facing the same way, and I'm going to glue these 2 together, and I'm just going to use one single lollipop stick and glue it across the front of the 2 sections that we've just made, and I'm just making sure that it's straight. And I'm just going to pop that across the front. And then to make it a little bit stronger, I'm just going to flip it over and then do exactly the same. I'm going to put another lollipop stick across the back, just to make sure that it's nice and strong and it'll stand up. So I've let it dry, and we can start to add the sides. So we're making sure that the inside with the vertical sticks are facing inwards. and we're just going to start to glue them across the sides. So that's one side. And then the other side. And then we can add the back section. And then just making sure that we've glued the other side as well. And just to let you know, guys, up to now I've used 3 packs of the lollipop sticks. I'm probably going to end up using at least another 3 or 4. So I'm hoping that by the end that I finish making this, it's going to be less than £10. So we shall see. But yeah, up to now I've used 3. So now we can add the sides to the top section, and we're going to do exactly the same as what we've just done at the bottom, starting with one side. Then the other side. And I think I'm just going to work on this all week, guys, because I really want to get this finished before Christmas. So this might be my last Christmas craft of the year. So we shall see. If I get it finished on Wednesday, then I'll do something for Friday. And then obviously Monday. But we shall see. It depends how long this is going to take. And then I'm just going to add another one at the back. And we're basically making a tower. And now we can secure these two together. So we're going to do it exactly the same as what we did with the front, round the sides and round the back as well. And I'll be back to show you that. So I'm just adding glue, and then I'm just going to stick it in place. So I'm going to do the other 2 sides, and it's completely finished now. So I'm happy with how it's looking. Obviously you wanted to decide which bit you want at the front and which is going to be in the back, but this is the section up to now. And then we've got 2 bits left over, which will be for each side, but we'll use them a bit later on, and we can start the next section. So we're going to start some more squares, but we're going to do them smaller. So exactly the same as how we did the larger squares, but we're actually only going to do them 5 across. So again, taking 1 vertical and 2 horizontal sticks and gluing them to each other and making sure that it's halfway in between the stick and not across the full length. And then with these ones, I'm going to do 4 sticks. I'm just going to glue 4 sticks, and then I'm going to cut the ends and then glue the 5th stick in place. And I'm going to do 4 of them. So we've got 4 sections. And now we can start the doorway. So I'm going to again take another lollipop stick, have it vertically, and then take 1 stick and glue it horizontally. And then the next one. And this is going to be the front doorway. And now I'm just going to take another stick and glue that next to it. And I want to make sure that these are as straight as possible and as close together, because obviously this is going to be the front, so I want it to be as neat as possible. And then I'm going to take 2 sticks, and I've measured 1 inch, and I'm just marking that, and I'm going to cut 2-inch strips. And then I'm going to glue them next to the sticks that we've already got in place. And then I'm going to add another 2 full lollipop sticks, gluing the first one in place, and then cutting the stick before we glue the last one in place. And I nearly forgot there, guys. I did nearly forget. And that's our doorway. So I'm going to take 2 of the sides that we've just done, and I'm going to glue them together. And then one on the other side. And now we can work on our window. So again, vertical stick, 2 horizontal sticks. I'm going to stick another full stick down. And then now I'm going to do 4 strips that are 1 inch wide, or 1 inch long, sorry. And I'm just going to measure them and then cut them. And then just gluing them in place with some glue. So 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. And then I'm going to add 2 full length sticks. And this is the window. And again, after adding the first long stick, I'm going to then cut the excess off and then add the last stick. So we can start to make the frame now. So I'm taking some matchsticks and I'm just going to hold it across the top of the window, and this is just to hide where the edge of the window is, just using a pair of scissors to cut it, and then I'm just going to glue that in place. And then I'm going to do exactly the same at the bottom of the window. Like so. And then I'm taking another section of matchstick and I'm making sure that it's the width extra over the edge of the window ledge, so that when we put the side sticks it will all line up and it'll be nice and straight and symmetrical. So it's just slightly over the edge of the window, like so. And then I'm going to take another matchstick and I'm going to hold that at the side from the stick that we've just put in the center, and I'm going to mark it at the top of the stick just there, and then cut it and glue it into place. And I'm going to do exactly the same on the other 3 sections, and that's the outside of the window frame. And now for the last bit, I'm just going to take a matchstick on the inside. I'm going to hold it and I'm going to cut it so that it's halfway in between the stick that's in the middle, because we're going to have to glue the 2 sticks together in the center. So I want to make sure that I can fit them both on. And I'm just going to cut that and then glue it in place, and then do it exactly the same on the other side. And that's the window done. So I am going to be doing more windows. I'm not going to show you how I did them every time I do a window. So this was the one showing you how I've done them, and every single window I'm going to do them exactly the same frame, the same size. So yeah, I won't be going through it again. But now I'm just going to glue the 2 sides together, and then we can add the 2 sections together. So I've just glued a scrap piece of lollipop stick on the inside, and I'm going to use that to brace the 2 together. So I'm just going to add a decent amount of glue, and then I'm going to hold them so that they're facing front ways, so I can make sure that they line up properly. And then once I'm happy that they're straight and they're how I want them, I'm just going to hold that in place until it dries. Like so. And then just like the squares that we glued together before, I'm going to put a piece to hide the joints, and I'm just going to mark it with a pen, cut it off. I'm going to do the 2 sides first and leave the front till last. And now I'm going to do the front. And I just want to make sure that the front completely covers both the sides, so it hides the joints. And making sure that it's nice and neat and straight, like I said, because it's going to be the front. And I'm going to glue that into place. And after I've glued this into place, guys, I'm going to leave it for now, and I will be back on Wednesday for the next part. I am so happy with how it's looking at the moment, and I can't wait to carry on working on it. And I wonder if any of you can guess what it's going to be. But yeah, I absolutely love it up to now, and really excited to see how far I get with it in the next couple of days. So I'll just show you what it looks like with the bit that we've already done. And here's where we're up to for now. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, guys. It's going to be, like I said, it's a massive project, so it is going to be in parts, but I really want to get this bit done, and then this will be the third section of my winter wonderland. So I will see you for the next video on Wednesday. Bye for now.